Okay, so for today's lab class, I won't start the program for 3 yet because we have just discussed uh, tree traversal today. So tomorrow we will see the program for tree traversal. Okay. So for today, your task is to find a program to implement circular linked list. Okay. You can find a both programs, circular linked list and doubly linked list. Okay. Do you
Ma'am,
want? Yeah.
ma'am, I won't be able to submit till 6 because my laptop is not with me, but I'll can submit after 6.
No, no, no problem.
Okay, ma'am.
Uh, you want me to give you the program or you want to find yourself?
Ma'am, program about circular linked list.
Yes.
Ma'am, circular will be kind of hard.
Okay, I can give you the program. Then you guys can run it if it is working or not. Okay, before that, I want to ask you, means, are you guys clear about the linked list implementation program? Have you guys went through the YouTube link, the explanation video part?
Ma'am, I didn't check any YouTube, but I will do it today.
Not any, the one where I explain the program,
Oh,
additive
okay, ma'am.
digital learning one.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let me find the program first for the circular link list. You guys remember what is your circular link list? What is circular link list? The one where the last node is linked to the first one. Yes, correct. So the only difference means the linked list implementation part will be same actually. Just there will be a slight modification that the last pointer. Okay, so whenever we will add an item at the end, uh, then and delete an item, then we just need to link it to the first one. Previously, we just set it to the null value. So now the last pointer will not be pointed to a null value. It will be simply pointed to the first node. You guys understood that pointer thing, the symbols? This arrow operator means in last programs most of the times we have seen that we use pointers and this arrow. Can you tell me what this arrow pointer is doing? Direction? No, not at all.
Pointing.
It's not direction. It's using pointers, right? It's related to the pointer direction. We can only think about the structure. Yes, it's pointing to the next item. Okay, what is it? Means in terms of pointer, arrow. Yeah, you guys remember your pointer chapter? Remember for linked list we use structure. Correct. Structure. In a structure, data structure, we can just keep different types of our data like in, float, double, anything. So since your structure is a user defined variable where you can keep different data type of things, then to access those elements from the structure, we use this arrow operator. That means to access any item from the structure, we always use this arrow operator. Not only structure, it is also applicable to union. Structure and union both are user defined, right? Okay, let me just share screen with you then. Okay, I found the program for you guys. I'll share the program with you guys in the group. So suppose you just think about your normal structure. Structure, what is structure? It's just your user defined data type, right? Suppose normally we use structure for what? Structure mostly used for what? Yes. So generally what we do, we can just write the struct. This is the keyword. Then you can just keep any name. Most of the time we just use structure to keep the employee record or student record, right? So for simple example, this I'm taking the student record, okay? So this is a structure student variable which is going to keep some variables. For example, name, okay? Name you can keep it in array. So what will be the data type for name? We have to mention the data type, right? For the variable. Structure is a whole variable which is of struct data type. Then inside structure there will be different data types. And again these different data types will have some particular types, right? So name will go for what? What data type?
Character.
Yes, correct. Name is your character. Suppose I want to keep a roll number, so you can say this in roll. So roll number is your int data type. So now uh, I want to store some data here. Maybe of course you need to write the main function. That's different. I'm just showing how it works. So I'm taking a variable st1, suppose. Okay. So st1 is a variable which is of data type structure student. So in this variable, what we do, we can just keep our values. Suppose student name is student name one. Now, okay, easiest one. And roll number is two. Okay, two is the in here. So I'm keeping these two values inside the variable st1. Now remember, to access any values in the structure, we use pointer. Okay, so we need to also declare the pointer. What pointer does? What pointer does? Function of pointer. Tell me. Tell me what is pointer. Anyone directs to a location
Okay.
of data. Correct. It's a variable that holds the address of another variable. So it just directs to the location of data. That's correct. So if if here we are just taking this variable pointer, that means what? This is just our memory location. It's giving, taking, holding the location of another data. So we need to store the values as well. Correct. So for that, what we do, we use this symbol. Correct. So the address of this student is stored in the pointer, and we are going to access the value in the pointer with the help of this star pointer. Okay. Now to access these values, we can use operator, this arrow operator. Okay. Now I want to access this name from this student data. So what I can do, I can just write student pointer student equal to name. Okay. So if I write this, it will print what value? I want to access the name from the structure, and it will simply return the value of Ram. Correct? If I write pointer equal to roll number, I have to mention the name of the variable, then it will return the 2. So what that means, this arrow operator is helping us to access the value from a structure variable. Why? Mainly because of the pointer. We use pointer to access values, uh, access values of structure elements. So similarly, arrow operator is used to access that value. So you can say the syntax of this arrow is like your maybe pointer variable. Okay, then we give this symbol, right? This symbol which will point to the variable. Okay, so in return we just get the value. Okay, so name is your variable and this is your pointer variable, and this pointer variable is pointing to the variable name, and with the help of this we will just get it. That means we can just access the value stored in the variable name. Okay, so same thing was happening in the linked list as well. Okay, you want to check it how it works? Okay, let's try it. This remains same. Now I want to take the structure to student. So for the student, I took one variable to keep the name, which will be of type character, name, and size was 10. Okay. Next, I wanted to keep the roll number. So for that, in roll number, you can keep other variables too, not an issue. You can keep any other data like marks, grade, percentage, anything. So just for simplicity, I'm just taking one structure variable student, which will hold two types of data. One is the character for name and one is int variable, which is the roll number. Okay, so in the main program, now what we need to do, I need to take another variable which will be a type struct student. Okay, this is our structure variable student, and I want to keep it in student 1, suppose, and inside this variable I want to keep two variables, and those variables are already declared, and name may be Ram and the roll number is 2. Okay, so after that what I said, we need to set the pointer variable to access so that we can access the values from this pointer or structure variable. So your pointer variable should be of same type of your struct student. So your variable type here is your struct student. Okay, struct student is your structure variable declared here. So pointer will be of same type. Okay, so the main variable where you are storing the data is also the struct student type, and the pointer that will give you the access to the values inside this st1 variable should be of same data type. That's why for both cases variable st1 and a variable pointer is having the same data type, which is the declared one struct student. Okay, now there I'm going to give the address of st1. Okay, so here I'm just mentioning the address. So now I just want to print the name. Okay, so to print the name, first the data type of from it's character. For character, what we write, we can write a string variable, and then roll number is in type. Now to access the value, we can just write. See, when I type this symbol arrow pointer, it's directly showing the variable names. So the available variables are either roll number and your name, correct? So I can select just name first. It's up to you. And I also want to show it's roll number. Okay. So now if you print it, see, it's directly giving you RAM and Co. So using this arrow, using the pointer, we access the items inside the struct. Again, using this arrow pointer, we just access the value from the struct. Okay, so now you can see your array in the linked list was not to get the direction. It was just to get the location. Okay, okay, let's see the program for you guys. This one is clear, the arrow pointer, how it works. You can see apart from this arrow pointer, there's another thing sometimes people use, but we're supposed to avoid that. There's another way to access your values. Okay, the other symbol is your dot symbol. Okay, so maybe same means with the help of dot operator and arrow operator, we can access the value. So here I need to write pointer variable of name and pointer variable roll number I want to access. Okay, but the only problem is that when I type like this, the precedence of this dot is higher than your asterisk symbol. Okay, so in that case, it will simply give you some warning because this value will be accessed first. So for that, always give the bracket. As you guys already know, if we have some symbols, those symbols always have some precedence. And if we want some pointer to work, some operators should function before others, then we always should follow the precedence rule. Since here the asterisk symbol has lower precedence than this dot symbol, I just gave the bracket so that it just take the pointer variable first. Okay, now let's see it's just typing two times. Okay, don't get confused, it's coming in same line. I can just write. Okay. So it just printing it. I just wanted to give a new line I want and I just type here. You see, in both cases, it points. It just we can just access the value from the structure using both this dot symbol and this arrow symbol. Just that when we don't give the bracket, it creates problems. So most of the times people just use the arrow operator, which is more widely used symbol. See, it's giving error. Okay. So most of the times people just use this arrow operator just to access items or data from your structure. So as you know that our linked list is also like structure type. One is for node and one is for the address. We access the variables with the help of these arrow symbols. That's why we have the program is same like last time. Okay, let's try whether it's running or not. Okay, so your program is taking a node. Node linked list consists of two fields. One is for data, one is for your address. Right? So since circular linked list definition will be same, just for the doubly linked list, we will have another pointer which will be like struct node to previous pointer. So this one is just the next pointer. So here the functions are only for begin, insert at the beginning, then last, random insert, last, and all. Okay, I guess the random insert is not working here because they didn't avoid main. The void main is not desirable now. Most of the times we just use int main. If you use int main, then better you write return 0 here. And if you want to use void main, it's fine. Some people use just end it with the get character symbol. It's just giving an warning because of the bot. The desired one is int main. So insert in the beginning. Okay, mode 5. Enter the beginning again. Yeah, I just added 2 and I want to show it. Okay, 7 and 5 are the two nodes I just entered. So as a whole, the structure is same with your normal linked list implementation one. Just remember now you know the operator how it works. In this line, what is doing? It's just accessing the data which is stored in the item. Okay, is it clear now how this pointer, this arrow symbol is working? Is it clear to everyone how this arrow symbol works? It's not for the direction. It is not for the next exactly. Means for the linked list, of course, they simply access the next location. But the main concept here is that to access data or items from the structure, we use pointer, and for again for pointers, we use this arrow symbols. Is it clear to everyone? The first portion is actually same. It's just checking the overflow condition, then asking you to add the node, and the data is stored in the item. Then to access the item, it's just using pointer data. Then again checking if head is null. If head is null means what? It's empty. Therefore, it will simply put the value of pointer to the head and will set the head to the next pointer, means pointer field. Next is just the location, means address of your next node. So here is just adding, inserting an item at the beginning. When there is nothing inside your linked list, obviously the head will first point to the null, correct? That's why it's checking whether it's null or not. If it's null, that means there is no node inserted beforehand. So to insert the node, it will simply set that pointer will be the head, and then head will point to simply the next one. Else means if your linked list is not empty, there are already some nodes are inserted, then what you will do, you will simply store the value of head into a temporary variable. Okay, why? Head is holding the address of the first node, right? Now you want to add another node in front. Therefore, the previously inserted node inside the head, you will simply store it in a temporary variable. Okay, so you just store the head current head value in the temporary. Then what you are doing, you are just setting next time when once you inserted the node, the address of that newly added node will simply take the value from this temporary variable. Okay, see here, it's just taking head, which will be just set into the pointer of the newly added node, just changing the link. And in the end, it's just setting pointer equal to head. That means the address of your newly added node is stored in the head. Rest will be same. The concept is same. I just wanted to make sure whether you guys got this arrow operator or not. Okay, so I'll share the program with you guys. It's running, you can see it. So just try to understand it. I guess last time also I asked you to understand and also see the video. So please do that. And after that, I guess it should be clear to you guys. The structure of the program is just same. Okay, since I'm giving you the program for circular linked list, you can find the program for the doubly linked list yourself. Okay, is it clear how we use this arrow symbol? The concept is just that for the linked list we are using structure, and for the linked list also we are using structure. Therefore, to access these values, data, and the next, we are using. Are you confused? Like in this case, like I have used character and int type, and inside the struct node, one is in data, which is of course the data we are going to store, and the other pointer is your pointer variable, which is another node. Then your node is again a structure node. That's why the declaration for this variable pointer next is struct node. Is it clear? Struct can hold any type of data type. It can be int, float, double, struct type, pointer, anything. So here data is for storing the data, it's int type, and the other field is the location. So pointer variable holds the location of the next one. So your pointer variable is holding the address of the next pointer, so next node. So your next node is also a struct type node. That's why its struct node is a data type for the pointer next. Is it clear? The arrow operator, how we access values from the structure. Is it clear to you guys? So just remember, whenever you see this, that means what? This is your pointer name. Your pointer name is the PTR here. Okay. I have declared the PTR as the pointer. That's why PTR is just the pointer name and data is your variable name, and we are just accessing this value, and in this case we are just giving the item value into this variable. We are just accessing the item from the variable data with the help of this pointer. Is it okay here? You guys read about it a bit more. Okay. So that means last time when I gave you the example, means program to implement linked list, everyone just keep thinking is the direction. তন্ময়বাৰৰ direction ভাবিছিলা একো নাই বুজি পোৱা নাই এতিয়া clear নে everyone how your arrow operator works. So your main concept is here. Okay, just that we are taking the same concept to implement the linked list. Okay, if you guys understood how your this symbol works, then I can add more sounds. Okay, sound problem. আজি নেটৱৰ্কৰ বহুত প্ৰব্লেম ইয়াতে মোৰতো ফোনৰ নেটৱৰ্কে নাই ফোন কৰিব লাগিলে বাহিৰত গৈ কৰিব ভাবছো জ্যোতিষ্ময় মেম এতিয়াও ভালকে বুজি পোৱা নাই কি বুজি পোৱা নাই কোৱাচোন এৰো চিম্বলটো বুজি পোৱা নাই কেম্পাছত নাথাকে এৰো চিম্বলটো কি কৰি আছে জাষ্ট ভ্যালু এক্সেস কৰি আছে বেলেগ একো নাই ষ্ট্ৰাকচাৰত দুটা ভেৰিয়েবল লৈছো এটা তোমাৰ ষ্ট্ৰাকচাৰটো কি হ'ল তোমাৰ ষ্টুডেন্ট সো মই এটা ভেৰিয়েবল লৈছো যিটো হ'ল ষ্টুডেন্ট আৰু তাতে মই ৰেকৰ্ড ৰাখিম ষ্টুডেন্টৰ নাম আৰু ৰোল নাম্বাৰ ওকে তো পইণ্টাৰ এই এৰোটোৱে কি কৰি আছে just taking the value so student record ৰাখিবলৈ মই এটা ভেৰিয়েবল থলো নাম তোমালোকক যেতিয়া ফৰ্মখন দি দিম what you guys do I just keep the fields right name roll number and everything right so when I write the name you guys simply fill up that name field with your own name, right? Then if in the form I keep the place or field for your roll number or enrollment ID, then you just fill up with the enrollment ID, right? That's the normal way. So you can just think your any Google form where I'm collecting your student info is your structure, okay? Structure student info, okay? Now I want to access the values. There are lots of values inside, right? I can add any values here. I just gave you one example here. You can keep any number of values. Okay. So one variable for one name means keeping the name. So this name variable is keeping your name and roll number is keeping your roll number. So what is your arrow is doing? Arrow is simply accessing the value for this name. Okay, After declaring this structure data type, I'm just taking another variable which is of type structure student. So initially এটা structure student declare কৰিলো, তাৰ পাছত মই এটা variable ললো, এই variable টোৰ ভিতৰত I'm going to keep my data. Okay, so you can think the format is pre-made, means this is just the format. So if I can take the example of that form, the form is just a format. The format should be that name should come first, then your roll number should come. Then I'm taking a variable st1. Inside that st1, I'm just storing the values. Okay, I'm not mentioning that ram is a name and 2 is the roll number. So st1 just a variable which is holding the values ram and 2. Now, how can your st1 hold two types of variable? Normally, in one variable, we can store either int type or float type and all, right? For example, in this name, character name I have already mentioned. That means this variable can store only the data type, those are of character type. Then in case of roll number, this roll number variable can only hold the int type of data. That means you can just add numbers. Okay, now I want to keep a variable where I want to keep different types of data. Therefore your st1 should be the struct student. Okay, just compare these two things. Your name is of character data type, your roll number variable is of int data type. Now here the st1 variable is of struct student data type. This is a data type for the variable st1. Okay, now to access the values we will use a pointer. What it does, it just gives the location of your data. So we are going to simply use a pointer variable. This pointer variable should again be of same type, correct? Because using this pointer, we are going to access the values from st1 variable. And your st1, the data type for st1 is your struct student. And if you want to access the data inside this variable, that means your pointer should be of again the same data type. Therefore, your pointer is also struct student data type. Okay. Now, this asterisk pointer is giving you the values. This pointer variable, ptr variable, is holding the address for this student one. If you print ptr, then it will simply give you the address of your st1 variable. Okay. Now I know the address of your variable and there are some values inside this variable. Now to access the values inside this variable, I am going to use this operator arrow symbol. You can either use dot dot to access values. You can either use dot or you can use this one. That means your syntax will be what? Your pointer name, then you can just say values. Okay, just values, you will get the values. For in this case, you just write the pointer name and it will point to the variable name. Okay, so using this symbol, you are just accessing the value stored inside this variable name. So when I wrote this pointer equal to name, this name, that means this arrow is accessing or taking the values stored in the name variable. What is the value stored in the name variable? It's RAM. So it will simply return RAM. Okay. If I write pointer equal to roll number, that means what? It's trying to access the value which is stored in the roll number. What is the variable roll number is holding? It's holding the value 2. So it will simply return the value 2. So it's very simple. This, just remember, this symbol is just giving you the value stored in the structure which we are accessing with the help of a pointer variable. Okay, just remember it's giving you the value. So in case of linked list, if you are writing like ptr that node, then it's just giving you the value which is stored inside the node. Then if you are writing pointer next, maybe just for example, it's just giving you the value which is stored in the location field. That means the address. It's doing nothing, just accessing the value from the variable. Is it clear now?